All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. It is Cinco de Mayo Eve on this beautiful, sunny Sunday afternoon. Oh, and your culinary technician is about to get busy. And look, first of all, I've made so many different tacos. I'm talking about Southern fried chicken tacos. I'm talking about Chipotle lime fish tacos, double decker El Pastor tacos, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, the taco that I've never had the pleasure of making is a pork belly taco. Went to my local meat market, picked up, this is about 6 pounds, 5.99 to be exact, and I'm ready to get busy. And I'm going to season it with some pork and poultry seasoning. And this is it. That's it. That's it. Front and back. I got my 575 Wi-Fi series Traeger heating up. I'm going to do it at 275 and let the games begin. Oh. Oh. Now, not just I'm making, the pork belly tacos. I'm also going to be making some pineapple salsa to go on it as well. I got all my ingredients over here. I'm about to have a blast, a good old time. I got my shot glass. I got alcohol. I got liquor around here somewhere. Time to get busy. For this cook, I'm using Traeger's pork and poultry, apple and honey. So it's going to be good. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and take care of this pineapple salsa. So let's start by chopping up some cilantro. Cilantro. Just a nice little well chop like this. Not too much, it's going in the blender anyway. Boom. Like that. Yay! Alright, got that. Booyah. What's next? Set this to the side like this, because I'm going to use, you know what? Get on it. Get on in there. Don't even trip. Yo, you talking about being excited about these pork belly tacos that I've never had before, never cooked before. So the enthusiasm is through the roof. Okay? I kid you not. All right, look at that there. Look at here, look at here, look at here. Boy, look at here. Get them on in there. Get them on in there. Get them on in there. It's nothing. Already got my cilantro in there. Now my tomatoes. Get your tomatoes in there, okay? Got to get your tomatoes. All right, what's next? Let's get a jalapeno in there. Jalapeno. Not a problem. Not a problem. Oh boy, so many things has happened over the last couple of months. I don't even know where to begin. I could begin with the NFL draft. Certain somebody who was sure, like, look, you got me on your team. I'm a franchise quarterback. I'm a generational player. I'm legendary, baby. What's happening? Rumor has it that the NFL owner said, get that boy off our board. Get that boy. Now, whether he, in my personal opinion, the reason why everything went down, Shedeur Sanders maybe talked himself out of being a first round pick. I don't know if that's even a possibility. Because if you got talent, if you're a generational player, shouldn't matter who your daddy is, right? I mean, what do you want him to do? Not be confident in his ability? I don't know. Things get tricky sometimes. Lost in translation. Especially if you're the Cleveland Browns, because the way you look at it, the Cleveland Browns potentially could have had Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. I don't really know who's pulling the trigger over there as far as with the Cleveland Browns making their decisions, but I don't know. What I do know is, let me get this lime jumping off here. But first, let me get some zest off this lime. All right, let me make this salsa a little zesty, if you will. Oh, that smells good. In the long run, I think he'll be all right. Everybody just need to simmer down. What else done happened? My Los Angeles Lakers. I thought, we would have a chance to win within 6 games. You stretch it out to 7 games. I was like, okay, Timberwolves, they probably would, some of our players are not only just long in the tooth, but conditioning sometimes has failed us. So, Lakers lost in 5. Give it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's all good. No problem there. The New York Knickerbockers, unbelievable first series. They took care of business over the Detroit Pistons. And the Detroit Pistons, kudos to them for turning their whole season around from a 14-win franchise to over 40. So kudos to them. One team had to win. So now you have a stellar matchup in the second round. The Boston Celtics at the New York Knickerbockers starting Monday. Tomorrow. Tuning in? Yes. That's going to be a good one for sure. I wouldn't mind the Knickerbockers taking care of the Boston Celtics. You don't want them Boston to get too far ahead of the Lakers as far as with championships. You don't want to do that. All right, got enough zest on there, so now let's get this juicy juice out of there. And if you ever have a problem squeezing juice out of anything, clamp it and squeeze it. Get all the juice up out of there. All of it. All of it. All of it. All right. This one I'm probably pretty much can do by hand, so booyah and booyah. So since this is a pineapple salsa, let's go ahead and throw in, you know what, I'm gonna use this piece. I'm gonna use this piece. Slide that over there like that. Slide this over here like that. My concern as far as with the Lakers with Luka, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him a couple months as far as with his condition. He was coming off an injury, he wasn't 100%, so on and so forth. He never really been in like a top condition type of player in Luka Doncic, right? Never was. So I had my concerns as far as with that, but they played pretty good. Just ran out of gas. No problem there. But there's a thing called a bench you might want to use, JJ Redick. And what else is going on in the world of sports? I know Shannon Sharp said Lakers in 5. Look like he has some other things to worry about. Can't get caught up with the okie doke, y'all. Can't get caught up with the okie doke, right? Especially with these Caucasian women. Would an Ice Cube call them on death certificate? Just saying. Might want to be more mindful of your decisions, who you meet in the gym. Kobe got in trouble. Jonathan Majors got in trouble. O.J. Simpson got in trouble. Maybe not be a good idea, right? Maybe not a good idea. And for shits and giggles, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar up in here. Just a little bit. I am missing one thing. Hold on. Got some avocado oil here. I guess I opened it on the way. A little oil up in there. Oh, y'all. And I don't know if it's going to be a pinch of salt or a punch of salt. Speaking of punch, had a little boxing match this past weekend. It was a gang of them. Let's start with Friday with David Haney. He was in the mix with Jose Ramirez. You had Ryan Garcia. He was fighting old Rolly Romeo. Both of them victims to Tank via knockout. Well, not David Haney. I'm talking about Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. So let me start there with Ryan Garcia. He's been trashed.
You the biggest bitch out of all of them. You a big bitch. That's why you was a pimp, right? You a bitch. You a little bitch. You a bitch. Oh, it's coming back. It's coming back.
I would say disrespectful words towards the Haney camp, as far as with David Haney and his daddy. Crazy talk. And looking at the press conference over the weekend, I'm like, you're not fighting Haney. You're not fighting. And one thing I noticed that also the commentators noticed when Rolly Romero, when he came in, he was much more stocky than he has been. They both moved up in weight. Second round, Ryan Garcia felt that power. And he didn't want to feel it no more. Lost in a landslide. Second round, he got knocked down. Never recovered from that. Will we have a fall matchup between David Haney and Ryan Garcia to end it once and for all? You know, I rode with David Haney on their last fight. It came to a no contest because people were cheating. You know, if you get caught, if you test positive for performance enhancing drugs, it is what it is, right? It is. Tested positive, no matter how they got in your system, it's in there. It shouldn't be in there. Shame on you. So, mega fall showdown, but that's not the mega fight coming this fall. No. We're talking about Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford, September 12th in Vegas. Now, the last mega match was between Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford. I like both of them. I was fans of both fighters. Went with Bud. I'm a big fan of Canelo, right? Him and my brother-in-law, they from the same town, Guadalajara. But I never picked against Terrence Bud Crawford. And on Saturday night, September 12th, in Las Vegas, Reliant Stadium, me, myself, and I I'm going for Terrence Bud Crawford. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. The next thing you do is go ahead and get this salsa mixed. All right. And you don't have to be too conservative with the brown sugar. And what these three flavors have in common, they like to kick it a lot. I'm talking about pork, I'm talking about brown sugar, I'm talking about pineapples. They like to kick it together. They homies. They mesh well together. All right. Let's go ahead and throw these pineapples on the tray. I don't have to worry about watching the temperature. I don't have to worry about if the coals go out. I don't have to go check the fire or anything like that. Trigger bait.